So when I said that we have 3 teams, that is true. I think that we have Team Tex. All right, so Team Whalen. Coming up next, we have Team Santoro. If I put it into football terms, listen, we're talking football terms, right? So he will have a lot of tight ends to throw to. That's horrible, Lester Morrow. That is horrible. Your mom might watch this. This is the question I'm going to ask you to put in the comments. You're more than welcome to comment on whatever you want to. The grass situation, you know, any of our bulls, any of our pond. You can comment on anything. But I would like to find out which is your favorite team and why. And ladies, please don't say, oh, I'm all for Team Tex because I like bulls with big horns. If anyone says that, I swear. Charlene, get over here. Sook. You're not going to share with your daddy. Now get on over here. Oh, boy. She does not. See? That's what I'm talking about. You want to eat or not? If you get... Charlene. Where's the attitude coming from lately? Oh. Yeah, well, Charlene, you have feed in this bucket right here. Now, come on. Charlene, I'm going to put it in the grass over here. Charlene, look how much food you get these days. You know what? She's going to sit around over there and be silly. Thank you. Now come over here and eat. Sook. Charlene, he's not going to share with you. Daddy's not going to share. Yours is right there in the ground. The ground. It's on the ground, Charlene. Just get over there and eat it. My God. Thank you. See? If we don't get her to eat on her own, then we're not going to be able to wean her. And I'm afraid, by the looks of things, I think y'all would agree that things look as bad now as they did this time last year when we had to just, go ahead and do an early wean to Jolene and Santoro. Let me turn this off for a second, y'all. Team Tex. That's what I like to call them. I'm starting to think about my bulls as their own teams. And so this over here is Team Tex. He's a team captain, y'all. And unfortunately, right now, Tex is at a big disadvantage. His team is. With the fact that we can't get the right kind of grass to grow here. And I was saying to you a minute ago that I do believe that our pastures look as bad now as they did this time last year when we were forced to go ahead and break the family up and send Santoro and Jolene back to I'm a Survivor. Now, if you're wondering why it is that their grass over there is different, well, guys, it's because their grass over there is different. The grass at I'm a Survivor is a Bahia grass. I don't know how far back it went, but at some point, someone who knew they were going to graze cattle and horses planted a Bahia seed. And Bahia grass grows nice and tall, about 3 foot high, y'all. And then at the top of that grass, it sprouts off into seedlings that blow off in the wind, and it continues to reseed itself year after year after year. And so once it's seeded, it's never going away. Now, it's a very hardy grass. It can, tolerate heat and drought. It's not the most beautiful of grasses. Let's be honest, it's not a beautiful grass. But it's great for grazing. Now, the grass here at Longhorn Lester's is not Bahia. I don't know exactly what they call it. It might be a short Bermuda, but also kind of a crabgrass. When I say crabgrass, the kind of grass that they use for a ground cover. It never grows high. It's only good for ground cover. And I understand why the former owner would have planted that and why he had it seeded with that type of grass, because he did not want to mow. He didn't have animals. He just wanted to have pretty pasture. So he got all this land cleared about 12 years ago, and he had it seeded, obviously. But this is the seed that he used was the kind to grow really pretty grasses that stay about so high. And it grows this way, not this way. And that was the biggest mistake I made, I think, when it came to my cows, is seeing how pretty the grass looked, how lush and green, but not realizing how during this time of year it's not tolerant to the heat and the lack of moisture. And so our animals here are greatly suffering. Okay, I hate to use that word suffering. They're not suffering. They're eating. But I will say that it's taking a whole lot of resources to keep them healthy. Let me just come right out and say it. My pond leaks. The pond leaks. And because of that, it's not going to hold water the way we like it to. We want to have a pond that comes right up to the top of the rock there. And if it overfills, it goes over the spillway and runs right on down the creek to the river. But with the fact that we've had no rain in forever, and then you add to that, we have a small leak where the water that's in the pond, is seeping out of it. And then we had the guy that did the hydro seeding to the far pasture. He pumped out, 10,000 gallons out of this thing to use for that. And then this past week, I've pumped out 2,000 more gallons. And so ultimately, if we don't get, if God willing, we don't get some rain pretty soon to replenish all that we've lost, our pond will completely dry up. Right now, it's stale and it's stagnant, and the cows are not drinking out of it. They walk down to it, they smell around, and they go right over to their water trough that we keep changed out and cleaned daily. Tex, look. Tex, look at me. Tex, look at me. Tex, would you please look at me? Could you please look this way? There we go. All right, now Team Santoro consists of two beautiful young ladies. We have Marilyn and we have Jezebel. Santoro is the Red Bull, and he is the son of Tex. Santoro, pick your head up for a minute. Santoro, pick your head up for a minute. Santoro, pick your head up just for a minute while I get a picture. Santoro, just lift up your head for a minute. Okay, you can't make a bull do what a bull doesn't want to do. So these lovely young ladies were a part of Team Tex, but because of a major grass shortage due to our drought, had to be moved over to the pastures here at I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. Now, we had at that same time a bull who needed to also have a little bit of change of scenery. And so we welcomed him to this pasture we call the bullpen. And for now, it's where he and these two lovely ladies live. Our plans are to eventually extend this pasture to double its size to where they'll have more grass to graze on. Even though, even with the 3 of them, the grass here is a force to be reckoned with and still provides them with plenty of resource. We supplement the grass with different grains and obviously lots of mineral blocks. Why don't we drive down and feed Team Whalen? I'll tell you why. Team Whalen is all the way in the back. And let's not make them come all the way over here. Let's drive down and feed them. We'll be driving the Argo 950XX SX Huntmaster 8x8. So you guys jump on and we'll be taking this down to the woods to find what has become of Whalen and his team of Longhorns. You guys want to eat? You feel like eating? So I'm a little bit earlier today than what I normally am. And so because I'm earlier, I went ahead and brought food over here with me. So as they went to walk all the way up and get it. Now, they are going to have to walk over here to where I'm at. I'm standing in the shade. That's where I decided to park today. And I'm going to pour their food out here in the grass. I don't mind feeding cows in the grass. What you don't want to do is feed cows in the dirt. Oh, Lester, you sound like a broken record, feeding cows in the dirt. How many times have we heard you say that? Well, the reason I say it, and I say it a lot, is because earlier we talked about how cows can die from sickness and disease and parasites and all that kind of stuff. Well, guess what? If you feed your cows in the dirt, they are more prone to inhaling lots of dust particles that can lead to I think they call it OCD, but I might be wrong, a respiratory infection. And so we do not feed our animals in the dirt. Nah, that's just said it, okay? Just said it again. Maybe I said it 100 times, but now I said it 101 times. Team Whalen consists of Whalen, Pearl, Jolene, and our sweet little Gracie, who's not walked over yet because she has to use the restroom. But this over here, my friends, is Team Whalen. Whalen, would you mind putting that thing away till I'm gone? Whalen, put that... Let's just focus on someone a little bit more sweet. Not you. And not her. We're going to focus on the sweetest girl in Team Whalen, which is our beautiful and sweet Jolene. Jolene, I'm begging you, please don't take my man. I don't know where that came from. It just came. Wayne, would you look up, please? Whalen, could I get you to look up? Oh my gosh. Okay, Whalen. There ain't no getting a picture of Whalen. Not with this little frisky hussy running around. Morals over hussies, Whalen. Remember that. Remember that. Morals over hussies. Oh, please. Ladies, be happy that we're civilized. You should, for all the things that you say about us men, be happy that we at least don't go when you start, you know, when you start. I'm just gonna just move on. Yeah, she doesn't really have a real good mentor in Gracie. Gracie's not really the one you want to have mentor you. Now, Mama Pearl, on the other hand, could be a great mentor, but Gracie's done convinced Pearl not to listen to her mama. You don't want to listen to your mama, Pearl, because mamas don't know anything. And how many of you moms remember when your daughters felt that way? Or how many of you daughters felt that way about your mamas? I know, mamas don't know anything, right? But that's not true. Pearl knows quite a bit. And she's actually demonstrating that right over here now. So it appears as though Pearl has got Whalen's attention, and now he cannot seem to take his eyes off of her, which is cute.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.